Hey, what's up, y'all? Matt and Mixes on the mic. Yesterday was the trade deadline, so let's talk about some of the most notable moves that happened on deadline day. So the first one I want to talk about is Luke Kennard. He was traded from the Atlanta Hawks to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Hawks got Gabe Vincent and a second-round pick. Kennard is a very good addition for the Lakers. They're a team that desperately needs shooting, and Kennard provides them with that. He's shooting 50% from three this season, by the way. He's led the league in three-point shooting 2 times before, and he's well on his way to do it for a third time. This is the type of spacing you need if you're going to have ball-dominant guys like LeBron and Luka and Reeves on your team. And, he's consistently been a good shooter throughout his career. Playoffs, he's, somewhat unestablished, but he's had some good moments in the playoffs, too. So the second move I will talk about is Chris Boucher. So he was a longtime Raptor, signed with the Celtics this offseason, and the Celtics traded him to the Utah Jazz. The Celtics, they're kind of just trying to rebuild their bench, try and make it a little better fitting. And then the Jazz, they're just kind of doing a complete retool to try and get to the playoffs as quickly as possible. They trade for Jaren Jackson Jr. at the, a few days before, and now they're, getting Boucher as a veteran presence at the deadline. Very surprising moves for them, considering, they're not that good, but it seems to be their goal is to win as soon as possible. Maybe next season, who knows? And, if Boucher's still there, he'll provide good veteran experience. So the third move I'll be talking about is Jose Alvarado. He's been traded to the New York Knicks. And for the Knicks, this is an excellent move to get them some perimeter defense. Their defense has been suspect this season. It's not surprising. Their two star players are not known for their defense. And, that's putting it lightly. And Alvarado, he gives them, a defensive presence. You can start him, and I can take pressure off Brunson. You can have him come off the bench, and now you kind of help change the momentum from offense to defense. And, of course, the Pelicans, they don't really have much to tank for, but, they might as well just try and get some young guys in, even if they're not tanking, because the Hawks own their pick. Don't forget, the Hawks are projected to get a very good pick based on that Pelicans pick that the Pelicans were very foolish to trade away. But at the end of the day, they can't control the past. They can only control the present. And I think this is a good move for the present for both sides. So next I'll be talking about Eric Gordon, who went from the Philadelphia 76ers to the Memphis Grizzlies. So first of all, this is a very old tape. It's very hard to find good tape of role players. This is from 2022, I think, maybe even before then. But it's not important. The point is, he was a Sixer, now he's a Grizzly. He gives the Grizzlies some veteran experience as they kind of look to go into a rebuild. Ja Morant was not traded, but I think they're just holding off the inevitable at this point. I don't see Ja being a Grizzly for much longer. And Gordon helped with the Rockets rebuild, and maybe he can help with the Grizzlies rebuild as well. So, we'll just have to wait and see on that. And we'll also have to wait and see on Morant to see how much longer he's on the franchise, at least to the end of the season. Does he start next season? So this was really the only big move of the actual deadline day. Ivica Zubac, who had previously played for the Clippers, was traded to the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers, they're kind of having a down year. Luckily, they were able to get their pick back from the Pelicans. So, they can tank. They're going to get a good pick. They had to give up this pick to get Zubac, but it's protected. If it's 1 through 4, the Pacers still get the pick. And then they'll just surrender next year's pick, which probably won't mean much. So the Clippers are gambling that Pacers get a little better with Zubac. They fall out of that top 4. And, of course, the Pacers are gambling that they do not. And then they can get a good supporting piece. And they don't have to, they had to give up Mathurin too. He was a good supporting piece. So the last move I'll be talking about today is Tyus Jones. So Tyus Jones, he had started the season with the Orlando Magic. The day before the deadline, he was traded to the Charlotte Hornets. And then on deadline day, he was traded from the Hornets to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Mavericks, they also traded D'Angelo Russell as part of that Anthony Davis trade that sent Davis to the Wizards. So I think they did definitely need a point guard. And Tyus Jones, I think he could be a good point guard, help set up Cooper Flag. He can create for his own, he can create for others. Just a very good solid point guard to have on your team. Of course, the Mavericks, I think, for the rest of the season, are mostly just going to focus on developing Flag.